The Drowned Giant is one of the most artistically made episodes of Love, Death and Robots Volume 2. The overarching theme of the episode is that of death. It is embodied by the actual death of an exaggeratingly enhanced representative of the human race, a giant white male. Just like the giant's corpse was thrown on a shore, we are thrown into this life. Although unlike the giant, we are alive, but just like the world around the giant mistreats it, the world around us that we are thrown in mistreats us. This idea of thrownness that humans experience is what Martin Heidegger calls Geworfenheit. The world we're thrown in when we're born does not seem to be made to facilitate our existence. There are two forces that defile the giant's body, time and people. Time causes the giant's body to decay, and people cut pieces from the giant's body and draw things on it. Those same forces affect humans in almost the same way. Time causes us to age, to lose our sparks, to run out of oomph. Other people take things from us, maybe not literally our body parts, but people are constantly competing for opportunities, for resources, and for everything. And every time somebody gets something, it's something that is taken away from somebody else. Humans live different lives, go through different experiences, and achieve different things. But the one thing that unites us all is that we're all going to die, and we know that we're going to die. The episode violently pushes the viewer to think about their own deaths. The day the giant's corpse is washed ashore could very well be likened to the very day we will die. On that day, there is a lot of interest in the deceased. People gather to look at the corpse of the giant. But as time passes, interest wanes, and the corpse of the giant starts to command less awe from both people and nature. People draw graffiti on the giant's body and slice off parts of it. Nature strips it of its youth and allure. The dismemberment of the giant's body is graphic and telling about human nature. In psychoanalysis, the human is motivated by two drives, the erotic drive and the death drive. The idea was first formulated by Freud in Beyond the Pleasure Principle. The erotic drive is self-evident. Humans seek that which procures pleasure and self-preservation. Humans eat food to persist in existence and have sexual intercourse to ensure procreation. Those drives reside in the subconscious because nobody says, I want to eat because it is a condition to staying alive, or I want to have sex because this is how the human race doesn't go extinct. Those drives are disguised under pleasures. But Freud noticed that sometimes humans practiced behaviors that were contrary to the principle of maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain. Soldiers who return from war keep reenacting in their minds scenes that cause them pain. Children like to play games when their mothers seem to disappear, like peekaboo. Sadism and masochism, to varying degrees, are widespread in society. All this led Freud to posit that the human is animated by two types of drives, one that is erotic and another that is lethal and destructive. The human is acted upon by Eros, the sum of all erotic drives, and Thanatos, the sum of all destructive drives. All this destruction is directed towards the self and towards others. Let's try not to forget that all those drives reside in the subconscious, and thus they are disguised in pleasures. They appear to be pleasures, but in reality their grand purpose, Freud argues, is to bring the human back to their original form. It's the drive to stop being alive. The living human originates from something that was not living, and the death drive strives to go back to that initial state of not being alive. This explains humans' fascination with death and the desire to inflict pain on others and on oneself. The humans in the episode mutilate the body of the giant. The act of the mutilation is the manifestation of this death drive. By mutilating a giant that symbolizes a hyperbolic ideal of humans, humans rehearse their own mutilations. Another strong image that the washed-out perfect giant suggests is Nietzsche's idea of the death of God, and by the death of God, Nietzsche meant the death of the belief in God as the organizing power of the universe. The Enlightenment marked a shift from the belief in an orderly cosmological force that regulates the universe to the belief in the human as a creative force that uses reason to explain the world around her and to improve her condition. The most direct and probably the most dire implication of this cessation in the belief of the organizing cosmic power that is God is the crisis of morality, because with religion, morality is dictated by God. There is the looming prospect of reward and retribution, and without any of these elements, morality must be redefined, and that's what Nietzsche set to do. Ultimately, this would lead to the emergence of the Overman. The death of the belief in God brings about a number of changes. For instance, there is the desacralization of the human body. In the past, the Church was completely against the cremation of bodies, for example, because bodies were thought to be sacred as they were made in the image of God. Up until today, Pentecostal Christians are still against cremation. The death of the giant man is followed by the defilement of his body, which underscores this desacralization that Nietzsche talks about. Another change is the replacement of monarchies by republics. Monarchs rule in the name of God. In many metaphors, monarchs are compared to God's shadow on earth. With the death of the idea of God, monarchs were replaced by presidents who are chosen by the people and who rule in the name of the people. Alternatively, some monarchs remained as symbolic figures devoid of any decision-making powers, as it is the case in the place where the episode takes place, the UK. Now this video has reached its end. Until we meet again, have a great day.